This young man, sold into slavery by his own brothers, rose to become the second most powerful figure in all of Egypt. With nothing but his integrity, wisdom, and an extraordinary gift for interpreting dreams. But the position he attained came with a responsibility he could never have foreseen, and a test that would shake the very foundations of his faith. In the land of Egypt, Pharaoh tossed and turned, plagued by vivid dreams that left him unsettled and searching for answers. 7 fat cows emerged from the Nile, only to be devoured by 7 gaunt, sickly cows. 7 plump ears of grain sprouted, only to be swallowed by 7 thin, withered stalks. The meaning eluded him, and none of his wise men could unravel the mystery. But there was one who could. A Hebrew slave, languishing in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Joseph, the dreamer, the interpreter of dreams. Word of his gift reached the palace, and he was summoned before Pharaoh himself. As Joseph stood before the most powerful man in the known world, he didn't tremble. He didn't falter. With quiet confidence, he spoke the words that would change the course of history. "It is not in me. God will give Pharaoh a favorable answer." And so, the interpretation was revealed. 7 years of abundance would come to Egypt, followed by 7 years of devastating famine. The dreams were a warning, a chance to prepare for the coming catastrophe. But Joseph didn't stop there. He offered a solution, a plan so bold and far-reaching that it would save not just Egypt, but the surrounding nations as well. Store up grain during the years of plenty, he advised, to sustain the people through the years of want. Pharaoh, recognizing the wisdom in Joseph's words, did something unprecedented. He elevated this former slave, this foreign prisoner, to the position of second in command over all of Egypt. In a single day, Joseph went from chains to a golden collar, from rags to royal robes, from obscurity to fame. And so began the years of plenty. Under Joseph's guidance, granaries were built, crops were harvested, and 1/5 of all produce was set aside. The land yielded in abundance, just as he had foretold. But the real test was yet to come. As the 7th year drew to a close, the rains failed to fall. The Nile didn't rise. Crops withered in the fields, and famine began to grip the land. Yet Egypt was ready. The granaries were opened, and the people were fed. Not just Egyptians, but people from all the surrounding lands came to buy grain. And at the center of it all stood Joseph, distributing food, managing resources, and saving countless lives. But this position of power came with a heavy burden. Every day, Joseph faced desperate people, pleading for food to feed their families. He had to make hard decisions, balancing compassion with the need to ensure the supplies lasted through the famine. And then, one day, a group of 10 men appeared before him. Men from Canaan, seeking to buy grain. Men he recognized instantly, though they didn't know him. His brothers, the very ones who had sold him into slavery all those years ago. In that moment, Joseph faced the ultimate test. He held their lives in his hands. With a word, he could have them imprisoned or executed. He could reveal himself and demand an explanation for their betrayal. He could refuse them the grain they so desperately needed. But Joseph chose a different path. He tested them, yes, but not out of vengeance. He wanted to see if they had changed, if they had learned from their past mistakes. And when he finally revealed himself to them, it wasn't with anger or accusations, but with forgiveness and reconciliation. "I am Joseph," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "Is my father still alive?" In that moment of revelation, Joseph demonstrated the true source of his power. It wasn't his position in Pharaoh's court, or his control over Egypt's food supply. It was his character, shaped by years of hardship and refined by unwavering faith. he saw the bigger picture. Recognizing that his journey from favored son to slave to prisoner to ruler had all been part of a greater plan. "God sent me before you to preserve life," he told his astonished brothers. Joseph's rise to power in Egypt wasn't just about saving a nation from famine. It was about preserving a family, a lineage, a promise that would shape the destiny of nations for generations to come. His story teaches us profound lessons about forgiveness, perseverance, and the mysterious ways in which our trials can prepare us for our greatest triumphs. It reminds us that true power lies not in position or authority, but in character and faith. Joseph's life was a testament to the fact that our circumstances don't define us, our response to them does. He chose integrity over bitterness, wisdom over vengeance, and faith over fear. And in doing so, he not only saved Egypt, but laid the foundation for the future of his own people. As we reflect on Joseph's extraordinary journey, we're reminded that each of us has the potential to rise above our circumstances, to use our gifts for the greater good, and to be instruments of reconciliation and hope in a world often torn by conflict and despair. His story challenges us to look beyond our immediate struggles and see the bigger picture, to trust that even in our darkest moments, we may be being prepared for a purpose greater than we can imagine, to hold fast to our integrity and faith, even when it seems that everything is working against us. Joseph's rise to power in Egypt wasn't just a personal triumph. It was a pivotal moment in the grand narrative of human history, a crucial link in a chain of events that would ultimately lead to the birth of a nation and the fulfillment of ancient promises. And yet, at its core, it's a deeply human story. A story of a young man who never lost hope, who never compromised his principles, and who found the strength to forgive those who had wronged him most grievously. As we close this chapter of Joseph's life, we're left with a profound sense of awe at the intricate tapestry of human experience, where personal choices and divine providence interweave to create something far greater than we could ever imagine on our own. If this story opened your eyes to the power of perseverance and the potential for good that lies within even the most challenging circumstances, don't let the next one pass you by. Hit subscribe now. Join the journey. Stay for the truths that change destiny, and ring the bell so you never miss the next revelation. Together, let's explore the timeless wisdom hidden in the stories that have shaped our world, and discover how they can transform our lives today.